Pooh. He's Winnie the Pooh. Come have a look. He's Winnie the Pooh. The fun never ends. Everyone look.
Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We now move on to the Book of Pooh, which came out in 2001 and ended its initial run in 2003. So let's get to know this cast. We're going to start off with our voice cast. So we had Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. John Fiedler was Piglet. Jeff Bennett was Piglet's singing voice. Ken Sampson was Rabbit. Peter Cullen was Eeyore. Andre Stojda was Owl. Stephanie D'Abruzzo was Kessie. Kath Soucie was Kanga. Nikita Hopkins was Roo. Paul Tesler was Christopher Robin. Vicky Kendrez Ebner was Christopher Robin's mom. And Roger L. Jackson was Mr. Narrator. Now we move on to the puppeteers, because this version of Winnie the Pooh, it's all done with puppetry. So we have our puppeteers. We had Jennifer Barnhart as the main puppeteer for Kanga, Tyler Bunch as the main puppeteer for Tigger, Stephanie D'Abruzzo as the main puppeteer for Kessie, Eric Jacobson was the main puppeteer for Piglet, Peter Linz was the main puppeteer for Winnie the Pooh, Laura McLean was the main puppeteer for Roo, Noel McNeil was the main puppeteer for Rabbit, Paul McGinnis was the main puppeteer for Eeyore, and Victor Yerid was the main puppeteer for Owl. Now we have a whole bunch of more puppeteers to get through. So we had Heather Ashe, Peter Baird, Carol Binnen, Ron Binnen, Matthew Brooks, Todd Cole, Sophie Dole, Vicky Kendrez Ebner, Jody Eckelberger, Eric Engelhart, David Matthews Fieldman, Chris Fields, John C. Fields, Preston Forder, James Goodwin, BJ Geyer, Robin Howard, Liz Joyce, Jim Grupa, Tim Lagasse, Matthew Levan, John Ludwig, Rick Lyon, Amanda Maddock, David Martin, Kathy McCullough, Annie McKillen, John Pavlik, Barbara Poliet, John Tartaglia, Robin Walsh, Dan Weisbrot, Steve Weiderman, Alice Deneen Vernon, and Bryant Young. Now we move on to the facts all about the Book of Pooh. Number 1, the backstory. This is an American children's television series that aired on the Playhouse Disney block on Disney Channel. It premiered on January 22nd, 2001, and completed its run on July 8th, 2003. And the show is produced by Shadow Projects. Number 2, the overview. The series takes place after the events of Mills' original stories, since his son Christopher Robin is clearly an 11-year-old. The series departs from many of the established facts of Mills' books. For example, Tigger resides in the 100-acre wood from the start, and Kanga and Roo are later introduced as newcomers. Neither Christopher Robin nor his mom speak with an English accent like in the series The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. They just kept it the same for this new series. Also, the show features Kessie. As we all know, she was a character in The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but she only appeared in 2 episodes, Find Her Keeper and A Bird in the Hand. And she is a main character in this series. Number 3, the production. The characters in the show regularly sing and dance in ways that enhance the story being told. Many of these episodes do not have much basis in the original stories by A.A. Milne, besides the characters. The production design of the show was done by Chris Renaud, who would later become the co-director of Despicable Me. And the show's versions of Tigger and Pooh later made an appearance in a music video by the We Are Family Foundation. Number 4, the style of puppetry. So the puppetry used in this series, it's based on Japanese bunraku puppetry, and that, along with the cutout styled backgrounds, gives the show the look of a pop-up book, hence the title of the series, The Book of Pooh. It was the first use of the Shadowmation process, developed by creator Mitchell Kragman, which was later used in the PBS series It's a Big, Big World. Number 5, awards and nominations. At the Daytime Emmy Awards, the series was nominated for Outstanding Directing in a Children's Series, but it lost to Sesame Street. Now, the following year, It won for Outstanding Directing in a Children's Series, and it tied with Sesame Street this time. The series was also nominated for Outstanding Achievement in Single Camera Photography for Film or Electronic, but it lost to Religion and Ethics News Weekly. And the series was nominated for Outstanding Achievements in Costume Design/Styling, but it lost to Sesame Street. Number 6, the movie. There was a movie that came out. It is called The Book of Pooh, The Stories from the Heart. It was a direct-to-video animated spin-off based on the television series. It was produced by Walt Disney Pictures. The movie was distributed by Buena Vista Television, produced by Shadow Projects and Walt Disney Television Animation, and released on both VHS and DVD. Number 7, home media. There were many other VHS or home media versions of the Book of Pooh. They just made compilation videotapes for release. So, several VHS tapes were released in 2001 and 2002. The first one was called Fun with Words, and it has the episodes The Words Are Out, Brain Drain, I Could Have Laughed All Night, and X Marks the Spot. The second VHS tape was called Fun with Friends. It has the episodes You Can Lead Eeyore to Books, The Spice of Life, Best Wishes, Winnie the Pooh, and Double Time. The next VHS tape to come out was called A Valentine for Eeyore. It had the episodes My Gloomy Valentine, Mr. Narrator, Don Pooh Quixote, and Beastly Burden. The next VHS tape to come out was called Fun with Manners. It had the episodes Please and Thank Yous, The Rumor Millstone, The Wood Without Pooh, and Friends of a Different Stripe. And the last VHS tape to come out was called Fun with Make Believe. It had the episodes Case of the Disappeared Donkey, The Littlest Dinosaur, Blue Ribbon Bunny, and Under the Pig Top. And the show became available to stream on Disney Plus on its launch date of November 12th, 2019. And believe me, when the world shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I watched The Book of Pooh on repeat. Number 8, bonus facts. The season 1 episodes originally didn't have any recap segments and instead had a more extensive version of the goodbye song in its place. When the show was released on Disney Plus, the original season 1 episodes were used, resulting in a majority of the season 1 recap sequences being lost. Most of the show's production staff consisted of the people who worked on Bear in the Big Blue House. This was the last Winnie the Pooh TV series to feature John Fiedler as Piglet before his death in June of 2005. This was also the first Winnie the Pooh TV show from Disney where Jim Cummings voices both Winnie the Pooh and Tigger full-time since the release of the Tigger movie, which came out 1 year prior to this series. And there you have it, all the facts to the Book of Pooh. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.